Understand this is the second phase of lawfare. That's what Senator Ted Cruz said during the Senate Judiciary Committee's hearing about judge shopping and this ridiculous number of injunctions that President Trump is facing right now. Senator Ted Cruz even clashed against Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar over how she dismissed his claims of lawfare. You see, according to Senator Cruz, now that their efforts to indict President Trump and stop the voters from reelecting him have failed, they're now going and they're seeking out individual radical judges. True enough, guys, federal judges handed down 64, count them, 64 legal injunctions against President Donald Trump during his first term in office, which is higher than the total amount of injunctions given out in the entire 20th century. And for all of Amy Klobuchar's huffing and puffing, she couldn't answer Cruz's very basic question of why they don't file them in red districts. Why are the Democratic attorneys generals seeking out left-wing blue swing state districts? In fact, Senator Klobuchar even got tripped up by her own question to attorney Jesse Panucio, who previously served as the acting associate attorney general of the United States. She asked, have you ever taken to social media to personally attack a judge who ruled against you? To that, Panucio gave a quote. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with those awful decisions. That was something that Senator Chuck Schumer said, and for Panucio, it was awful, and it unleashed a wave of violent threats against the Supreme Court judges. Now, Klobuchar was just gobsmacked after that. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is still doing its job for the American people. FBI Director Kash Patel is tackling China's influence on American farmlands head-on as both a food supply and national security concern. The U.S. General Services Administration just saved $1 million in converting decades-old information storage technology thanks to the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. I mean, this is the government that the Democrats are trying to stop with these ridiculous injunctions. And thanks to Republicans like Senator Ted Cruz, who aren't afraid to... Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. Address the lawfare head on. Here, just watch this.
This is the second phase of lawfare, second chart. This is the second phase of lawfare. Now that their efforts to indict President Trump and stop the voters from reelecting him have failed, they're going and seeking out individual radical judges to try to shut down policies, and they are forum shopping like crazy. Give me any loon judge put on the bench by Obama or Biden who disagrees with a policy. We just saw a judge flagrantly ignore U.S. immigration law concerning TPS being revoked. U.S. law explicitly said there's no judicial review for that, but hey, they found a judge who says, you know what? We, the Democrat Party, we are the party of illegal aliens. We are the party of murderers and rapists and gang members, and the Democrat Party exists here to fight to keep murderers and rapists and gang members in your communities. There's a reason the Democrat Party is at 26% approval nationwide, because they put radical policies ahead of rule of law. Nationwide injunctions are an abuse of power. It is the judiciary acting as policy deciders, and it is incumbent on this committee and this body to rein in the abuse of power from these unelected radical judges who are trying to overturn the election because they disagree with what the voters decided.
I mean, we did vote for Trump, not these rogue judges, right? But things quickly developed when Senator Klobuchar took the mic right after that. Here, watch this.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Senator Klobuchar.
Okay, that was a lot. Let me start with a few things. Number one, we love the democracy, and I believe what we should be having is a civil debate about how we can best, if Donald Trump wants to make changes to the government, we should be doing it in a legal way, not how he's doing it. And the only reason there's all these injunctions, Senator Cruz, is because he's violating the Constitution. Why would Trump-appointed judges...
Why don't you file them in red districts?
Senator Cruz.
Why What did you just say?
Why don't you file them in red
Cruz,
districts?
point
Why
of
are the
order.
Democrat attorneys
Senator Cruz.
general seeking out
Senator Cruz,
left-wing
my
blue
esteemed
single
colleague.
district?
Patient with
One
Senator
second.
Cruz's activity
Yeah.
in this building.
Senator Whitehouse.
He's entitled to.
I'm just going to ask for a point of order. Madam Klobuchar, Senator Klobuchar.
Senator Moody, we have debates on this committee. They occur regularly.
Let's let her have her time, and then we'll get back to that. If you want to wait, we'll get back to Senator Cruz.
She's welcome to
Senator
answer the
Klobuchar,
question or
go
not.
ahead.
It's her choice.
Go ahead.
I'm so
and I would
excited
encourage
to
you
be
to answer.
following Senator Cruz once again.
Excuse me?
But I will say
Excuse
this,
me? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
to be following him. He and I have a long
I was
standing-
permitting you your time to continue. To be following him in order.
and I
Excuse
have
me.
a
Go ahead, Senator
long-standing
Klobuchar.
debate during hearing.
Go ahead,
That's
Senator
what I'm
Klobuchar.
referring to.
Go ahead.
And I will take more than my time, since he's taken more than his time to yell at me.
Go
So
ahead.
what I
I've
will
marked the
say
time.
is that
I'm not yelling. I asked a question.
I mean, ridiculous, right? But still, there's no forgetting what Senator Ted Cruz brought up. Now that their efforts to indict President Trump and stop the voters from re-electing him have failed, they're going and they're seeking out individual radical judges. I mean, why couldn't they have filed these injunctions in red districts, huh? So Klobuchar couldn't answer that one. Plus, the sheer number of them in such a short span of time. As of April 2024, the Department of Justice identified 6 nationwide injunctions during former President George W. Bush's administration, 12 during President Barack Obama's administration, and 14 from the first 3 years of former President Joe Biden's first term. And this is all according to the Congressional Research Service. Now, against Trump, a total of 17 cases in which nationwide injunctions were issued between January 20th and March 27th, 2025. Make of that what you will, guys. Hey, by the way, guys, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. But we know it's no lie that federal judges have issued orders attempting to slow both the Department of Government Efficiency and the administration's deportation efforts. President Trump even had to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which is a wartime law, in order to deport the gang members without them facing an immigration judge, just to fast track the deportations. Republican lawmakers have also introduced resolutions to impeach these judges so that they can advance Trump's agenda. Republican Texas Representative Brandon Gill, he filed articles of impeachment against U.S. District Judge James Boasberg in mid-March for issuing an injunction to block the deportation of over 200 members of the Tren de Aragua, a violent Venezuelan criminal gang, to El Salvador and to Honduras. Republican Wisconsin Representative Derek Van Orden introduced a resolution in February to impeach U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmayer, an Obama-era appointee, for temporarily blocking DOGE from accessing Treasury Department records. Republican Georgia Representative Andrew Clyde announced February 12th that he drafted articles of impeachment against U.S. District Judge John McConnell Jr., who issued a temporary order blocking Trump's spending freeze. Meanwhile, Democrat New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez filed articles of impeachment against U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito in July of 2024 over their alleged refusal to recuse themselves from cases in which they hold widely documented financial and personal entanglements. But legal experts say AOC's accusations lacked evidence and were not brought forth in good faith. You see the difference? I mean, just watch as Senator Klobuchar gets trapped by her own question. Just watch.
President Trump's tax on these judges has made for some major risks for these judges. I would ask you, Mr. Panuccio, and not in a partisan way, just normal, as a partner in a law firm, would you ever...
Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.
Have you ever taken to social media to personally attack a judge who ruled against you?
Senator.
That's all my question is.
Senator, thanks for the question. I think that attacking judges personally and not their reasoning, well, let me just give you a quote. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price.
I've asked.
You want to know, you won't know what hit you if you go forward with those awful decisions. That was something that Senator Schumer said, and I thought it was awful, and it unleashed a wave of violent threats against Supreme Court justices. I do think that's problematic, that kind of language.
I have no doubt the language is a problem on the left or right. I was just asking you if you have ever personally attacked a judge after you disagreed with the ruling. I'm asking you.
I have
if
not.
You did it.
I mean, what did I tell you guys? Just kind of speaks volumes that Klobuchar comes from the same state as Tim Walz. You know what I mean? So yeah, Klobuchar is trying to talk about the language Republicans have been using to attack judges. And yet the first example from the witness's mouth is from no less than Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. So what does this tell you? In fact, Klobuchar even had to concede that the language is a problem on the left or right. Now, during the same hearing, Panuccio advised the committee to find a way to stop judges from overreaching, or lawmakers on both sides of the aisle could continue the pattern of judge shopping in favorable districts to tie the hands of the executive branch. Panuccio also raised the topic in mid-March in an X post saying, rule by district judges repeatedly overreaching to impose relief beyond parties to a case is not the rule of law. Congress should eliminate the non-party injunction and make Scottish jurisdiction mandatory for any injunction certified as an emergency by DOJ. So what do you guys think? Are these judges overreaching, trying to stop Trump's agenda? I mean, it was Trump that we voted for, right? Drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys agree. And if you want more unfiltered takes and breakdowns that the media won't touch, you guys already know what to do. Like, subscribe, share the video. Now, let's get back to the discussion, all right? I mean, just look at the party Senator Klobuchar is trying to defend. Even the women from The View are criticizing them. Here, watch this.
I think highly of Biden. People always think I'm like so critical just because I think he needed to step aside and give someone else a chance. He does start to come off, the more we're learning, like I alone can fix it. It almost comes off Trumpian.
And it was late also.
Well, but he should have done it sooner.
Right.
If he had after the debate, that would have given someone enough runway to actually run a winning campaign.
Well, I would say the learning lesson here is listen to the voters, because one thing that really pissed me off as an independent, and I was one of the people that sat here and said after seeing President Biden, I voted for Biden. I really like Biden. I actually have been happy with him, and I would have voted for him if he continued to run. But I did look at him and think, I think maybe you do need to step aside. And now the rumors that we're hearing starting to make sense. And what happened is everyone said, you're disloyal if you say that. Shut up and fall in line. And that's why people want to be independents these days, because partisan politics, they lie. It was the Democratic Party that made that choice that said, you're betraying him if you call it like you see it. And the point here is he wasn't necessarily fit to run for another 4 years.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like there's just too many emotional Democrats, men and women included. Democrats who personally despise Trump so much that they just cannot separate their negative feelings for Trump from working for the constituents for the better of the country. And hey guys, I keep getting messages from you guys, comments saying, hey Ron, I keep missing your videos. I keep missing the breaking news. Can you please make sure I get notified? So I've taken care of you guys. All you got to do is hit the link in the description down below this video or in the pinned comment and join the breaking news newsletter. That's it. Totally free. I mean, why else would they be against what the current administration is doing? Now, for one, FBI Director Kash Patel is tackling China's influence on American farmlands head on as both a food supply and national security concern, especially near sensitive government sites. Now, Kash Patel recently told lawmakers that the effective resolution of the southern border crisis has prompted adversaries like China, Russia, and Iran to shift their focus to the U.S. northern border. President Trump also commented on it when he was asked to board Air Force One about what the White House is doing about Chinese-owned farmland. He said he's looking at it all the time and that he has a very good relationship with China and with the president. He also said that he has a lot of respect for President Xi, but Chinese-owned farmland has been an issue for years. I mean, it's pretty scary if you think about it. Presidential envoy for special missions Rick Grinnell wrote about it in an op-ed. He said Chinese-owned farmland is part of a not-so-silent takeover. That while conservative legislators and governors across the country are taking action to stop adversarial nations from buying U.S. farmland, we must recognize that there's a much broader issue at play here. China's end goal is not confined to land ownership. So lawmakers have already begun taking action. In early March, Senator Mike Rounds introduced the PASS Act in Senate, which would bar entities from covered countries, including China, from purchasing agricultural land near military bases or other sensitive sites. Even Democrats supported it, as the legislation would allow the Department of Agriculture to submit cases to the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States for review if the department suspects that there is a national security concern. Now, apart from that, Republican senators in January also announced the Not One More Inch or Acre Act, led by Senators Tom Cotton and Arkansas Representative Kevin Cramer of North Dakota and Katie Britt of Alabama. So the legislation would require selling land owned or influenced by the Chinese Communist Party that is deemed to be a national security risk. So what do you guys think about this? Should we be getting these American farmlands back from these Chinese owners? Now, something that we've already gotten back, though, $1 million thanks to DOGE helping out the U.S. General Services Administration with converting decades-old information storage technology. In a post on X, DOGE said that the agency, which supplies office space, transportation, and other basic services to federal agencies, saved money by converting 14,000 magnetic tapes to permanent modern digital records. So the move is a part of Elon Musk's group's mission to rid of wasteful government spending. It's also a part of the agenda that these Democratic judges are trying to stop, and yet they continue their work for the people. Just a few days before this $1 million announcement, the group said that the Department of Veterans Affairs paid hundreds of thousands of dollars per month for website changes before canceling the contract and having an internal staffer take over. So they gave the details in an X post saying that the VA was previously paying $380,000 a month for minor website modifications. That contract has not been renewed, and the same work is now being executed by one internal VA software engineer spending about 10 hours a week. The GSA also said that it will save $4.5 million by optimizing leases and reducing their footprint with less unused office space. Because for them, smart moves like this mean more efficiency and better spaces for agencies to deliver for the American people. And seriously, why? Why would anyone want to block this kind of progress? I mean, we're talking about cutting waste, modernizing ancient systems, and literally saving taxpayers millions of dollars, if not billions. So this is the kind of smart, efficient governance that we've been asking for. It's efficient, it's transparent, and it's putting the American people first, finally. Maybe this is exactly why they hate it. Maybe this is why Democrat appointed judges and politicians are trying to block this thing, right? Drop a quick yes in the comments down below, guys. Let me know if I'm making sense to you. Also, make sure to check out the recommended videos that are about to pop up here in a second. We break down the facts, we call out the nonsense here, guys, and we shine a light where the media won't. So hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.